to be here this morning. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there that that pertains to. So today we're going to talk about the law of attraction and how do you attract joy into your life. The more joy you attract into your life, the more joy that you're going to get out of it. And sometimes that's just being satisfied with where you are and being able to expect that which you desire the most. So first of all, I want to tell you that you are a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe. You are eternal and physical all at the same time. And in that knowledge, you need to be able, as I need to be able, to align with your source. And how do we align with source? We align with source by our feelings and our thoughts. Our thoughts and our feelings are extremely important to what we want to do in our life. If we are looking at what is all the time and complaining about what is, we don't have a direction to go to where we desire to go. So a big part of Abraham is, and for those of you who don't know, Abraham is a channeled entity by Esther Hicks. And the book that we started out with in our book group was Ask and It Is Given. And I started that because that really is the premise of the whole thing, is that when you desire something and you ask, it is automatically given by source energy. It's given vibrationally. So you ask, that's your job. Source gives that to you immediately. That's the job of source. And source always gives you the highest and good for you. So remember again, it's given vibrationally. So you need to match that vibration. So source gives it immediately, and you need to put yourself in receivership. So how do I put myself in receivership? I put myself in the receiving or the receptive mode by the feeling of what my desire is, by matching the frequency. When you ask for something, source is delighted to give it to you and has a frequency of joy and abundance in the giving. So you need to match that frequency. If you're saying to yourself, I really desire that, but I really want to have that, but, and you have all of these things in your way of why you can't have it, then you're blocking your own good from your own self. Everything is energy. So if you can imagine, just to sit and imagine, we talk about meditation, and meditation is wonderful because you can just clear your mind and you can be in that space, or what I call that gap. And in that gap, you can just flow. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to be on top of anything. You can just be a quiet mind in a quiet space. And there's many types of meditation. One that I like best is just sitting and watching my birds in the feeder, in the bird bath, walking through nature, various things like that. And then just being able to sit quietly and rest your mind. Because when you're in that restful state, you're in a receivership of what you have asked for. So Einstein says everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. He says if you can match the frequency of the reality that you want, you can't help but get that reality. There's no other way. He says it's physics. It's the way that our universe works. So there is that innate intelligence within our universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, and by any name you want to call it, it doesn't matter. But it's innately within you. Because like I said before, you are eternal and physical at the same time. So Abraham explains it like this. You are energy, pure positive energy. Prior to coming here, that's what you are, pure positive energy. And then you decide that you want to create, you want to manifest, you want to experience the physical manifestation. So you say, okay, that is my desire. So a portion of you becomes physical. But the non-physical, pure energy, God's-like self of you, the larger portion of you, stays non-physical. That's how you are eternal and physical at the same time. So in that non-physical part of you always stays and holds the highest and best for you. That is what we call God or source, energy, spirit. And in that, as you have a desire, Abraham calls it shooting off a rocket of desire. It's a frequency of what you want. And immediately, that God portion, that positive, pure energy says, okay, anything that you want that is for your good, for the highest and best, is held for you in what Abraham calls a vortex of energy of alignment. If you can match that energy in your vortex, then you manifest outside of yourself what your desire is. So when you feel good, when your feelings are happy, are joyful, are satisfaction, then you're matching up with that energy that is source energy. Greg Braden says the object of your attention becomes the reality of your world. So what are you paying attention to? And I often ask people, or say in my talks, pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Because that's the frequency, that's the energy that you are putting out and that you are maintaining in yourself. So you're maintaining that energy and you're attracting it from outside of you to receive more of it.
Sharri is science of mind and
so in that attraction, what do you want to attract? How are you feeling? In our group, we talk every week about how we start our day off. When you open your eyes in the morning, start with something positive. When you close your eyes at night, think about the positive things in your life. Everyone listening to this has something positive. So in that positivity, you will be attracting positive things. If you start out your day feeling good about something and understanding that feeling, because the feeling is hugely important, that is your frequency. That is the frequency that you are holding, and that is what will be attracted back to you. So when we get into life during our day and things happen, which Abraham calls contrast, so you have to have contrast in order to be able to create. But when you get in that contrast of something that you don't like, knowing what you don't like and knowing what you do like is very valuable. So knowing what feels good, when you go through something that's not feeling so good, you can stop, you can take a deep breath, and you can go back to that feeling of something that feels good. It will right the situation for you, and you will be surprised at how quickly something will come about that allows you to overcome whatever situation there is that you're involved in at the moment. Or to just go ahead and be that happy vibration that you are naturally. Naturally, you are pure source energy vibrating in the same energy as your source is. So we're taught out of that. We're taught, not to know our feelings, not to feel like that. How many times growing up were you told, oh, don't feel like that, or that's not the way you should feel? Your feelings are very important. It's an emotional guidance system. So in your emotional guidance system, it tells you whether you are connected to your source or not. So the source within me sees that which is a vibrational match. That is which God is. So if I'm on the defensive, then there's a good chance that I am not aligned with source. Would I rather be right, or would I rather be aligned? The reality of the eternal being that I am, and the reality of right now about how I feel in this moment, there are two different realities: the eternal being and how I feel. And can I match that? Can I feel good? If I can feel good, or I can feel satisfied, or even if things aren't working out exactly like I want, if I can stop and say, I can be satisfied in this moment, and I can really look forward to and be excited about what is to come to me. And I can do that by feeling love, by feeling gratitude, by feeling satisfaction. Being grateful is an amazing thing. It does all kinds of wonderful things for you. Gratitude is huge. Did you know that gratitude can shield you from negativity? And gratitude also can make you at least 25% happier, because it rewires your brain. There's actually a neurobiological chemical. It eliminates stress, it heals, it improves your sleep, it boosts your self-esteem and your performance, and it enhances the law of attraction and improves your relationships. Just by feeling gratitude. So if you can wake up every morning and just find something to be grateful for, you will start out your morning with the frequency of source, connecting with the frequency of source. So I can raise my frequency to my eternal being. And in order to do that, I must know how I feel in each moment. So when you're not feeling so well, you can stop, because you'll recognize it, because you'll be in tune with yourself, with your inner being, with that which is your source, aligned, energetic, vibrating energetically with source, God, spirit, and source only holds the good for you. It doesn't see anything else. And that's how the physical manifestation comes to being. So am I distancing myself from all that is good by not knowing how I feel and not knowing that connection? Louise Hay said she stops several times a day and says, what am I thinking about right now? And do I want these thoughts to create my life? Do you want those thoughts to create your life? And if you do want those thoughts to create your life, then you're happy, you're joyful, you're looking at what is positive in your life. So the law of attraction is responding to your thoughts, not to your current reality. So if you're thinking something in your current reality that isn't pleasant to you, shift your thoughts. When you change your thought, your reality must follow suit. If things are going well for you, then focusing upon what is happening will cause well-being to continue in your life. But if there are things happening now that are not pleasing, you must find a way of taking your attention away from those unwanted things. And you have the ability to quickly change the patterns of thought. And eventually, as you continue to do this, you will see that your life will change very quickly. So I invite people to take 15 minutes daily, just thinking about pleasant scenarios, just imagining, just feeling appreciation. The sole intent of enjoying yourself, enjoying your body, appreciating yourself, appreciating your strength, your stamina, the flexibility, the beauty around you in this world. When you visualize, when you imagine, for the joy of imagining, rather than the intention of correcting some deficiency, just joy. Just think, what would make me joyful right now? What would connect me with my source? What would make my life more powerful, more joyful, more exciting, more pleasant, more serene? When you visualize, when you imagine to overcome what something is wrong, your thoughts are diluted with lack. So we don't want lack side of the equation. We want joyful side of the creation. We want abundance in our creation. As you do this, in time, your physical condition and your thoughts will match the source of your being. And your condition will be joyful, will be loving. Imagination is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Einstein says imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Knowledge will get you from A to B, but imagination encircles the world. To all, well, wait, imagination encircles the world, and knowledge just allows us to view what we already know. So knowledge is limited. So imagination is the language of the soul. Can you bring yourself into imagination? And the thing with asking and receiving is, can you believe it? Can you believe that it's possible? Use your imagination. Sit and just imagine wonderful, beautiful things. It will shift your frequency, your vibration. You are a vibrational being living in a vibrational universe. I'm delighted that I'm able to be here with you today. I love each and every one of you. My heart is full for you. Namaste. Let's go into a meditation. Let's just breathe, bring ourselves into what we know as love, as satisfaction, as joy. Can you be satisfied in this moment? Breathe and relax. I invite you to follow your breath and make your exhale longer than your inhale. And just for a moment in the silence, inhale and exhale. Allowing your exhale to be longer than your inhale. Allow yourself to feel, to imagine, to see in your mind's eye the good in your life. There is so much good. There is so much in our life, in our world, in our desire. And there is so much giving to us. All we have to do is hold out our hand to receive, to match the frequency of love, to see vividly in our imagination exactly and joyfully what we desire. Allowing yourself to just be, to appreciate the beauty around you, to hold a satisfaction and a knowing of better to come. To feel your body healthy, to feel each organ, knowing that it's working exactly for you, knowing that there is an innate energy within you that stands behind you, that stands before you, to the right, to the left, below you, and above you. And that beautiful source energy breathes you, loves you, cares for you. Let's acknowledge this energy. Let's say thank you that all of these things happen without us even thinking about it. The love of the universe is all around us. That the universe at large has you squarely in its sights. It is not ever possible for your value to be overlooked. Your precise value is being specifically lined up for the most satisfying rendezvous imaginable. This is for you. The universal energy of source, of divine love, a divine perfect, whole, health, lovable, joyful living is right there for your taking. Breathing once again and exhaling. Remember this breath, allowing this breath to wake you in the morning and to put you in slumber at night. Knowing that the breath always is the breath of source energy. If you can just hold gratitude for your breath, for the living, breathing source within you, magnificent changes can come into your life. And again, I love you and I hold you dearly. Namaste.